What's up, guys? We got a 2017 BMW X5. We're gonna replace front and rear brake pads. It's gonna be two different videos, so check that out too. So we don't have a brake light yet, but and we are not gonna replace this sensor because the sensor hasn't taken that beating yet. But the brake pad, as you can see, is very low. If you want to change that brake sensor, you just gotta go ahead to follow the cable. The line comes through here, and then it goes through here and this, and you open this box up from this side and you clip it back on. But you're gonna have to reset that light. I will show you how to do that at the end of the video. But right now we got some brake pads here, and so we're gonna remove these and put some brake pads. So I'll be using Evolutions here. Part number right there if you guys need. In here we're gonna have the hardware and the brake pads. So let's do this job together, guys. So this brake job should be simple to follow. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna take off this little nipple from the bleeder valve here. That way we can release the sensor here. We can even reach in here with the needle nose and get that sensor out. All right, from in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a needle nose to save the sensor. You're gonna have to grab this little guy and pull on it softly and gently. If you break it, then you're definitely gonna have to replace it. But let's see. Okay, seems like it's gonna break. But we can also take everything apart and then try to take it out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off these caps. This one here and this one in the bottom. I'm gonna take both of these caps off. I'm gonna go get a flathead and I'm gonna go get some Allen keys. Okay, I went and got this Allen key. This is a 7mm. First, we're gonna take this off. Don't worry, this thing looks weird, but usually it's like a simple little retainer. It's the same thing, okay, with this big plate around it, and that's what it is. Just yank that off, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take off the two Allens from the back. So what we got here is we're gonna turn this with the 7mm Allen key. It's a long little stud in there. We're gonna remove this baby really well. And there's one in the bottom. Remember the other cap we took off, same spot. Take that out. Then we'll just take this caliper and just put it here, but we gotta make sure that caliper takes the brake pad with it. So we're gonna remove it fully. There you go. And we still gotta work a little bit more on this. And there you go. It's out. So we're gonna try to yank this guy out. So remember, our pad is not moving. We need the pad moving with it, unless you want to let the harness. Okay. The back brake pad is just seized in. Let's see if we can compress this a little bit. We should be able to take off. Okay, my slider pin might be jammed over here. Let's push this slider pin out. There you go. Shouldn't bother me there anymore. But how come our caliper is not coming out any further than that? Why? It wants to come out and it wants to stop. Okay. Give me a moment. I need to move the camera out of the way. Okay, so what I did was I yanked it really hard and I compressed the piston a little bit, and there you go. Your brake pad and everything is gonna come out just like that. We're gonna let it sit there. So I am gonna order a brake sensor. I'm gonna order a brake sensor. So even though our brake light wasn't on yet, but the sensor was ready to take beating, what I want to do here now is I'm gonna remove this sensor. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. But let's finish out the brake job because we could just stick the sensor right through there. So what we want to do here is we want to clean this area right here. I'm gonna go get a wire brush. So get yourself a wire brush, just clean the surface where the brake pads are gonna sit. All this brake dust. She's been chewing up all the brakes. We spray some cleaner on this. That's how we're gonna do this, baby. That looks really nice. So what we're gonna do is, we still got the pad stuck in there. We're gonna take advantage of that brake pad that's stuck in there. We're gonna compress it just by using this, okay? We're gonna compress this piston right now. So you're gonna need a compress tool to compress this baby, okay? This is fine. This is just the backing plate touching there. So this baby goes in and it gets compressed right in. There you go. Perfect. So remember, our sensor is still stuck in there. I just want to remove the sensor from the slot back here. So he's gonna have to yank on it and it will come out of its housing. Okay, I will get to that in a moment. Okay, the sensor was ready to die. The sensor was ready to get broken. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a look at it on this side to see if we can remove our sensor. So let's get back here. Let's get back over here. We're gonna have to put the light somewhere else. We'll put the lighting here. That's better. So remember, to follow the sensor, it goes through right here. It goes from here. Okay, and it's gonna go in front of our camera. And then it goes right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna yank on it and it should come off just like that. Then we're gonna come back around this way. Let's bring our lighting also. So remember, this is the wire and this is the sensor right here. So a little bit of WD-40 might help you out, but we're gonna open this box up and right up in there. So what we did was open up the box. So we open this box up just by pulling on these two tabs and the box comes open, and here's our sensor right here. So all I'm gonna do here is squeeze this tab and try to get this guy out of there. Sometimes it won't come out that easy. Whoa, I'm gonna have to go get a pick. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go in the bottom here, so we don't have to squeeze the clip. We can use both of our hands to use it as a force. There you go, this baby comes right off. Now we're gonna come back out with it. And we're gonna put the camera here. We're gonna bring that camera down. The light stays up. This is kind of going back and forth too much. So now we should be able to bring out the whole cable from back there and bring it out with the sensor. Here it is. There it is. So the sensor kind of took a beating right there. You see it started to cut right there, open right there. So that's the reason why I wanted to replace this guy. So anyways, we're gonna move forward a bit. We're gonna clean up this caliper, all the dust and everything off it. Okay. So all I need to do here is I'm gonna just spray some of this cleaner, and that's about it. Okay, so it's the reverse procedure, but we need to clean all this off. Okay, again, one more time. So what I want to do next is I want to put lubrication. Well, I'll do that on the brake pads instead. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get the brake pads from the package. So we got 4 brake pads, 2 that has this retainer in the back that goes onto the caliper, and the 2 that doesn't, they're the same and they go up in the front here just like that. Okay, so there you go. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this pad, we're gonna stick it onto this caliper here. Okay, that's that. A lot of people put a little bit of lube on these slider pins. That's up to you. I really don't see it necessary on these cars, but I do like to put lube here. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, on the same spot. And lubrication is something that's needed there, no matter what. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go back a bit so you guys can see. Same thing here. I'm gonna do the same thing here with this pad, because this is the part that's gonna touch your caliper. There you go. Greasing is very critical. Okay, I never put greasing here on BMW, so I just don't know why I do that, but I never have issues with these. So, sensor, like I said, we could do later on. Everything else is set to go. And make sure everything sits properly. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Allen key. Very important, guys. Pay attention to your Allen key, the screw. Make sure it sits flush and the threads get caught into the housing, okay? You don't want to cross thread this, because if you cross thread this, it's gonna be a whole new spindle, okay? There's no fixing. There's no doing nothing, because it's that aluminum. So make sure you do it correct the first time. Follow it nice and flush. There you have it, okay? We're gonna lock this up nice and tight. I'm gonna do the same thing for up here. Nice and tight. Make sure you double check your work, which I'm about to do right now. Always double check your work. Make sure both pads are in properly. I've seen people put brake pads backward. There you go. Put the cap on and put the other cap on. We're pretty much done here. All we need to do is wait for the sensor. Opposite side, same thing. You just don't have a sensor. But we do need to put this little plate. Comes with a new one, so use the new one. There you go. So the caliper's gonna move like that. So this thing, what it's gonna do is it's gonna help you keep that baby in place. So same thing, like any other retainers, you're gonna get one side in. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because you can't see the internal now. But what I like to do is I like to keep it here, and then I just yank on this whole thing. See, I got this side and this side in place. Just the 2 in the middle are not in. And all I do is bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching this video. I still gotta put the sensor in, so we're gonna do that together. This is a job well done here, guys. Wait for the next sensor to come in, and then don't forget to watch my video on the rear. Okay, so we're gonna stick this sensor in. Here's the part number on this. This is what I got. What we're gonna do is remove this baby from the package. So if you put a little bit of lube on these little tabs, it'll be easy for you to stick in, and that's what I'm gonna do. Our WD-40 works great. So take this sensor, stick it in, and put this baby to the spot where it belongs. I just don't know why these sensors, okay, somebody must have played around with them. So they was both just sticking from one side. That's fine. And what I want to do next is a little bit of WD-40, like I mentioned, or any type of lube. We'll do, let me get some WD-40. Just take a tap put it on each one of these mounts. Trust me, it'll get in there easier, because if you don't do that, you're gonna be struggling. It's gonna be a serious amount of struggle, and you can damage the sensor, so you should do this. So this baby should just stick right in, and just push it in. Okay, let me just look at it for once if there's any like angle to it. I don't see, it's all around. Now I got too much WD-40 on my hand, and you can feel it when it pops in. You can feel it sticks right in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this sensor right through here. Routing is a big issue with a lot of mechanics. They'll route a lot of crazy shit all over. So all I'm doing is going underneath here. I'm gonna just grab my sensor from the opposite side, and I'm gonna bring it out from the opposite side. Okay, and all I'm doing is sticking this sensor into the slots. I'm gonna show you. You know what? Let's take the camera. Show you guys while I'll be doing this. Okay, so there it is. This is the spot. I seen wires just hanging. Okay, they be just hanging. Can't do that, guys. Ow, that thing poked me. So look how nice and neat it looks. Okay, all I need to do is put this around this nipple here. So I might just see first. I'll put the sensor in. So I'm gonna go get my needle nose, and the sensor's gotta stick right in there. You could probably just do it with the finger, but this thing gotta be facing towards the rotor. This edge, this like a little lip to it, it's sticking out. Okay, so let me go get my needle nose. The sensor, and just stick it in the slot. Once it sticks in there, it should not come out. Don't yank on this cable too much. But look, we have it in the spot, and we're gonna lock this baby up right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Make sure you get this in there, and even if this hangs, it'll hit the wheel and cut the sensor, and your brake light will come on. Okay, we're gonna move on to resetting the light for the front and back. I did all 4 brakes, guys, so give me a moment. Okay, so we completed on the brake job on this X5 here. This is a 2017. But they're all the same thing. So we did the front and back brakes. We did the oil last week. So we said it. What we're gonna do is front brake pad. We're gonna continue. We're gonna reset this. Should come to 100%. Okay, we're gonna press continue. Front brake pads has been reset. So if you have a light in the dash, obviously it's gonna have a brake light in the dash, but we didn't have that because the sensor never got cut. But this is all set, and we're gonna also reset the brake fluid. There you go. And that's how you're gonna reset front and back brake pad. If you have a light in the dash, it's gonna take care of that, okay? Anyways, thank you for watching my video, guys. Again, this is a 2017 BMW. This is a X5. There you go. So if you got your pads are bad, change them with sensors and reset the light, and that's how you're gonna do it.